Dear students, welcome to our today's class. And our today's class is for the students of class 7. And today I am HOSSAIN, assistant teacher in English at Police Lines School and College BOGURA with you. And our today's class is on English second paper. And our today's topic is transformation of sentences. And you know that the very item transformation of sentences is set in your question paper. So it's a very important and crucial things, and you have to master it by practicing more and more. Today we are going to learn some rules of transformation of sentences, and today we are going to some rules of transforming the affirmative sentences to negative sentences. Okay, let's get started and listen to me and look at the board carefully. Rule number 1, affirmative sentences. Affirmative sentences with only or alone changes into number nothing but or not more than. And notice the rules carefully, that affirmative sentences with only or alone, that means if we find the word only or alone in the affirmative sentences, then we can change their affirmative sentences into negative one by using the phrases none but, nothing but, or not more than. But here the question arises, when to use none but and when to use nothing but and when to use not more than. And this is a very important factor. So now we are going to get clear out about it. In case of the person who use none but, in case of the things or objects who use nothing but, and in case of the number who use not more than. Here notice that if in case of the person we can use none but, and in case of the things or object we use nothing but, and in case of the number we use not more than. Now we are going to apply these rules in some examples, and let's look at the board carefully. Affirmative sentence affirmative sentence only a good student, only a good student can solve the sum. Here we can say that a good student, that means this is a person, and we already said that if the only or alone takes its position before any person, or it denotes a person, then we can change this affirmative sentence into negative one by using non-but. Then we can change this negative affirmative sentence into negative. Here, in case of only, in case of the person, a good student, we can change this word only into non-but. That means non-but a good student can solve the sum. And we can say that this example is for the person. Now we are going to cite another example. Affirmative sentence. I need a book only. Here notice that a book, this is an object or things, so we can change these sentences by using the nothing but. We already said that in case of any things or object, we can use the nothing but. So negative, I need nothing but a book. Here, notice that here this is the person, or this is the object or things, and that is why in case of the object or things, we use here the nothing but, as it is said in the previous talks, that in case of any things or object, we can use the nothing but. Now I am citing another example which supports the number. That means when we use not more than. Affirmative sentence. Affirmative. I have only 10 taka now. So we can change this affirmative sentence into negative one. Negative, and this denotes the number. So in case of number, we have already said that in case of number we can use not more than. I have not more than 10 taka now. So this is our first rule, and this rule is extremely and very important because this type of sentences are frequently said in the question paper. So you must practice the rules again and again to have a good command over it. Now I am going to switch to the rule number 2, that means the second rule. Now, rule number 2. Rule number 2. Notice the rule number 2, that means the second rule carefully. Must, have to, turns into, cannot but. Please look at the board carefully, that must and have to, these are the words that denotes the compulsion, that means obligation. And if we find these words must or have to in the affirmative sentences, then we can change this type of affirmative sentences by using cannot but. Now I am going to give an example. Affirmative sentence. Affirmative sentence. You must prepare your lessons. Here notice that the must, you must prepare your lessons means you are obliged, or you have the obligation to prepare your lessons. So we can change the word must into cannot but in the negative. Negative. You cannot but prepare your lessons. So this is the rule number 2, and these rules is also very important. Now I am going to the rule number 3. Rule number 3, notice the rule with much more care and attention. And if the words both ... and becomes not only ... but also. That means if we find these conjunctions or connectors in the affirmative sentence, both and, then this both and becomes not only and but also in the negative. And now I am giving an example on these rules. Both Rifa and Shifa are good players. Here, notice the sentence. This is affirmative sentence. Now we can change this sentence into negative. Here, both and becomes the not only but also. So, not only Rifa but also Shifa are good players. So this is the third rule, and these rules also should be read or practiced with care and attention. Now I am going to the fourth rule, that means rule number 4. Rule number 4. Always becomes never joke opposite word. Please will notice the rule here. Always, if the word always is found in the affirmative sentences, then we can change this kind of affirmative sentences into negative sentences by using the word never and the opposite word. Okay, now let's get clarified by having an example on the board. Affirmative sentence. He is always punctual. He is always punctual. So we can change this affirmative sentence into negative one. Negative sentence. He is instead of always, so we can use never. He is never. The opposite of the word punctual is late. So here notice that he is always punctual. The negative of this affirmative sentence is he is never late. So these are the basic rules of transformation of sentences, that means from affirmative to negative, and there are more rules, and it takes more than one classes. That means it takes a great number of classes to cover the topic. So we will discuss some more rules in the next class, and I hope this class will be helpful for you, and it is expected that you practice these rules again and again, and after practicing you will see that you will have a great hold on the transformation of sentences. Thank you all, and stay home and stay safe. Thank you everyone.